And the glitching occurs once again. Lyrins is standing in a very particular spot. Perhaps he's doing that on purpose. Lyrins would do that. Hey folks, it's Kikoskia here, and welcome back to Let's Play Pillars of Eternity. And when last we left off, we've spoken with the apothecary, who's tasked us with getting a dragon egg. She's told us of a location where we can find one, and warned us that dragon eggs are fragile. The more complete the egg is, the more she can do with it. We also spoke with the person that the blacksmith said had been speaking to a nobleman's daughter, and he was very cagey. He gave us a story that Lyrin doesn't buy, but we're going to follow the lead he gave us anyway and try and find that ogre. We need to find them to ask about the pigs. I'm pretty sure the ogre's going to say that he wasn't telling the truth, which will lead us back to him and to that tower. Exploring that tower is going to give us our answers. But I want to make sure that I'm covered in terms of having done my research. And there a villager goes again, trying to push past Lyrins. We also found Grieving Mother, who has joined our party. She's an incredibly fascinating character, and she's a cipher who has focus. I don't know how focus works, but I'm sure the game will tell me. The jingling of chimes is all we get from clicking there. We have spells here, and they require focus. We have Eye Strike, we have Mind Wave, and Whisper of Treason, which is combat only. Interesting. Then we have Mind Blades, deals more damage. Phantom Foes, causes a target to believe they are surrounded by phantom foes, leaving them flanked. Ooh. And that is something that repeats damage. You then have this that leaves targets hobbled and weakened. Dominate is what Puppet Master does. Makes sense. Oh, Lyrins. And then Soul Ignition. Ooh, burning damage over time. Then you have 40 focus per pain block, granting a bonus to damage reduction and regenerating endurance, and Silent Scream produces a psychic howl in the targeted area, stunning the target as well as dealing raw damage to all enemies within. Stands a high chance of causing an interrupt. Ooh, that could be good for dealing with spellcasters. Let's have a conversation with you.
Your mind comes bearing questions, Watcher.
That it does. I have questions for you. Let your mind speak for you. I shall listen past the words. You addressed me as a Watcher when we met. Do you know what a Watcher is? There is a slow chill, and for a moment it seems as if she is going to fade from your vision, as if she can't bear to be seen.
The title came unbidden. I do not know why I spoke of it. Yet it seemed the right mantle, a familiar one.
You have experience with them, I take it. Yet I do not know from where it came. If I have given offense. Oddly enough, it seems like she's not speaking to you. It feels like she's speaking to an audience. The air takes on a curious edge, a chill, which persists for a sharp moment, then fades into a dull fear. If I have given offense, forgive me. Forgive me. You would know more than I. Have you encountered Watchers before? I do not know. It is an odd feeling. I do not know where it stems from. It was a word that arose when you saw me. It is said Watchers see much that others do not, and I have been hidden from the eyes of others for some time. The rest of the party definitely can't see you, can they? This is going to prompt some really weird looks from them. Let me ask you something else. If I have answers, I will share them with you. How is it no one can see you?
Their eyes see me, but their minds will not remember past the call.
A call?
My face is like the call of a newborn, hiding the face beneath. And for my body, I am able to wrap myself as a mother cradling her child. I am here, as you see me, but to them, their eyes see only the cloak that I wear, a peasant mother, dirty, shabby, not worth knowing.
So the rest of the party just sees a peasant following us about.
As a Watcher, You see more than others. To the eyes of most, I am as unseen as the spirits you share memories with.
And that is if they even see you at all. So the party are really going to give me some incredibly strange looks. So the party are going to give me some strange looks. How are you able to affect minds? I divert the flow of their senses down a different path, to a place easily forgotten. It is not unwelcome when one does not desire the presence of others. The surface of their minds register a figure, but the memory slips away. They see a woman, but there is no desire for conversation, no desire for any questions, and I have none to ask. Let's discuss something different. I wanted to know more about you.
And I you. In asking, we reveal ourselves to each other.
Why are you called the Grieving Mother? The air seems to go still for a moment, and time stretches as it did before when the two of you first met. There is a wash of uncertainty from her mind, slowly shaping into questions that swirl and do not coalesce. She does not move. She seems paralyzed, as if you have just wrapped her in a cold blanket.
That is a question for you, not I. That is not my name, although if you wish to hang the title on me, I cannot stop you. Is that what you see when your eyes fall upon me?
So, I named you? As a watcher, you may see what I do not, or your mind shapes the thoughts I project into a new meaning. There is a truth in that title, but it is not all I am. So what do you grieve, then? You must have felt it, seen it. It has as many names as the pain it has caused. As the words take shape, they seem to tumble from her, and the wave is great, rushing into your mind. To your surprise, you feel as if you've been touched by the bivouac again, and behind it, cutting through a torrent like a knife, are the thoughts of the grieving mother. There is a wound cut across the belly of the world, a jagged knife that has stripped the stems from men and carved furrows across the wombs of women. There is much I have forgotten, but I can feel the wound all around me. It will not let me rest, not let me be. The children have gone silent, yet their voices may be heard again. Are you speaking of the Hollowborn? The word. There is a slowness of thoughts, as if the word is being weighed. Accept it. It doesn't feel natural to her. You can sense it. Was once unknown to me, as was much of what unfolded in the outside world. When the curse came upon us, I thought it a smaller thing, a thing of communities and hearths. Her thoughts seemed to stumble, as if on weak legs. It was only when I walked did I feel it stretching out around me, in all the cracks of the world. Children have been cursed. I do not think it was something they caused, nor something deserved. That which is inside them has been torn away. I do not know how, but this wound must be stitched closed. The world bleeds forth from between a woman's legs. If his blood is not stemmed, the world will die and grow quiet. Do you know its cause? There is a desperation, a welling fear. You can almost feel her thoughts shivering, and you realize she is as lost as you are on the matter, and then a sudden sharp clarity. I shall know it. Through you. Your eyes will track the cause, find the path, and I will be beside you. There is no wound that cannot be healed, and if you are truly a watcher, then this wound may be seen for what it is. You saw me where I hid. Whoever's hands have stilled the world, you shall see them too. And if there is no way to heal it, what then? I will be there, and you will do what must be done. You were given your sight so that you may watch the world, and you will tend it. The children shall have their voice again. If your will is weak, then I shall strengthen it. Lean upon me. You feel a weight in her words, as if her hands are on your shoulders. You feel the questions in your mind lose their edge and become merely words. As I lean upon you, you shall be my eyes, as I shall be your hands when the time comes. I really like this character. I'd originally thought about taking someone else as the sixth party member, but I'm really, really liking Grieving Mother right now as that sixth companion. What do you think of the Deerwood and the Empire? Those titles are markings on a map and channel people's minds. in violent directions. Such things are a threadbare blanket cast over the world where men and women seek more importance than simply being. How do you see the world, then? The world is a field of souls, tilled by Berath's wheel. The thought of cultures and territories do not concern me. The sowing and harvest of the field does. Berath's wheel has slowed, perhaps stopped altogether. Whatever words, titles, laws, and blades not devoted to carving away the harm or healing the wound holds little importance for me. There's something else I would know about you. Where are you from? There is a slow chill, and for a moment it seems as if she is going to fade from your vision. Then there is a sound of the chimes bound on her wrist, as she reaches out to the air in front of you, as if grasping it, then pushing it aside. I have travelled far, so far that even the memory of such a place is distant. Past the words, the chime echoes in your head, and it seems to echo again, as if falling down a long stone crevice, and never reaching the bottom. The chill persists for a heartbeat longer, then fades. The memory is lost, but I do not feel as if the memory I hold is the same as home.
And are you? In asking, we reveal ourselves to each other.
I want to discuss something different. When we first met, how was I able to enter your dream?
I do not know. What do you speak of? If you were in my thoughts, I could not feel your presence, nor do I know what you saw there.
Oh, so you didn't notice me. As she speaks, you suddenly feel an odd sensation in your mind, like the blood of the hunt welling up in you. You suddenly realize that whether she permits it or not, you could enter her dream and observe it without her ever knowing. There is something about her mind, like a weapons rack, where you could reach in and draw forth a blade if you wished, and keep it as your own. And suddenly, you find yourself back in your present thoughts. Though you were away for but a moment, she seems unaware of your diversion of thought. It may be one of your gifts, an ability to walk in memories as easily as someone walks upon the ground. Perhaps you'd like to hear of what I saw in your memories. A mixture of curiosity and fear wells up between you. She raises her left hand, the chiming at her wrists quelling the rise within her. She is frightened, but curiosity anchors her.
And what did you see in my memories? I would hear you speak of them.
Ah, it's time for a test, folks. What did I witness? The dream, the memory I saw upon meeting you. It was you, helping give birth to a child. There is silence, and as your breath falls still, you hear the faint cry of a child in the distance, a newborn child, almost exactly like what you heard in the dream. As you listen, the grieving mother raises both her hands, as if weaving, her wrists chiming as she does so, in a semblance of the gentle turning she provided while the newborn was crowning. To your surprise, you recognize the motions and the words from the memory, even as they are new to you. As she weaves her hands through the air in front of her, the child's cries grow still, yet the sound of the chimes weave almost hypnotically into your thoughts. The sky seems sharp and clear, and you feel as if you are towering over your surroundings, as if kneeling atop a great pillar, just as she did in the memory. To your surprise, the grieving mother falls as if her strings were cut, and her knees crack hard against the ground. Her hands never cease moving in the air, the chimes echoing her movements. In a ragged voice you hear her speak. The voice is that of a much older woman than the one before you, harsh, almost desperate.
Tell me what you saw. Show me what you saw. Where were you?
Her eyes, now terribly sharp and real, are filmed with white, silver white like Ardra. Okay, now I'm being tested properly. A huge forest, stretching out beneath a great rock. As she kneels before you on the ground, she whispers to you, hoarsely and even fainter with the distance between you.
The stone of the plateau. Its color. Tell me its color.
I know this one. It was silver Ardra, its surface warmed by the sun. As you watch her hands rise before you, she clasps them, then cups them, as if feeling them for the first time. And she stares down into the cradle of her hands, and the chimes sound once, twice, as they swing with the movement.
And what did these hands hold?
Those hands held this. I'm not sure. There was a child you were bringing forth, and your hands... I don't recall. There is a sudden intake of breath, and then a release. Her eyes blur closed, forming in slits, but in the brief glimpse you have of her changing expression, the rippling pain in her features seems to have smoothed. She swallows once, twice, and then you feel her once again in your thoughts, the rasping husk of her voice swallowed and drawn within her.
It was the birthing bell you saw. Has it been so long? Have I forgotten so much?
There was surprise, followed by a rising horror swirling beneath the words. With the words comes a river of impulses, thoughts, as if loosed from a breaking dam, and as your mind wraps the impulses into words, you realize it is her muscles and her hardened thoughts relaxing and breathing again. There is such an intensity you almost want to step back from the flow, but you find the wave of impulses causes questions to float to the surface. Among them is a name. Watcher. What is the birthing bell?
It is a plateau formed of the spirit stone Audra. At its top is set a great bell, cradled in the reaching arm of the plateau. It stirs in the wind, and it sounds for leagues when struck by kith hands. In distant times, the great bell served as a Glanfathan watchtower, perhaps. Why they abandoned it, I do not know. Other men came in time, settlers, and claimed the tower as their own. I, in turn, claimed it from them. The pillar became a cradle where I could draw new souls into the world.
In your memory, were you helping a woman give birth?
Yes. Yet, I believe you only saw a small part of the birthing ritual. It is not all in a moment, nor in a day. It is a journey of many years between the child, the mother, and I.
There was much I could do to aid the mother. Some sought the physical comforts of ritual to steady their thoughts, even Ardra from the bell. Others would seek advice, words of counsel for the days ahead. I was able to provide draughts, tinctures, and a reading of the child's spirit, all to strengthen the mother. Can you tell me about the birthing ritual?
The ritual was one of many steps. It took many tens of years to carve them, but always the child's thoughts were there to guide me, from the moment it began to awaken, to the 3 seasons within the mother, to the birthing day, and the years to follow. The child's thoughts, that is where it began. The expectant mother, I could often sense her thoughts, and those of her child, before she could. I would soothe her, free her from the panic of questions. I would sound the memory of the birthing bell atop the plateau in her mind, letting the memory of the vibrations fill my thoughts and hers. Often, the child's soul could hear it too, so the sound of the bell echoed in the mother's thoughts.
You sense the mother's thoughts? Sharing memories and thoughts can bond lives together, as can hardships, and most of all, the sharing of what is familiar. The bell itself provided shelter for such thoughts, opportunities to see deep into the crevice, hollows in the rock where one could find shelter, clefts where you could feel the Ardra all around you. As she speaks, you feel your legs bent, crossed, and the warmth of walls around you, the blankets woven thick beneath you. Such shared images can bond souls even tighter, and allow them to draw strength from each other. You mentioned the ritual lasted years. What would happen after the birth? Once the pain is channeled away and the mother and child breathe again, I sound the birthing bells on my wrists and allow the mother to hear the child's thoughts, the ringing echoing in each other's thoughts. The bells open the way between them, let her feelings pass into the newborn, and let her feel the child in return. And when the feelings meet, that is when I weave another memory and leave it tied in their minds. Did these bells play an important role in the birthing process? Yes, and for years after, I gave a set to a child after delivery. It is a reminder of the memory the mother and child shared. You feel an odd sensation, a warmth, You can feel a smile being shared. Then it flickers and it is gone. As the bells coax the child forth, so they accompany the child onwards, fastened about the wrists, to care for him in mind and body. There is no magic in it except the magic of practicality. If a child sought to leave their cradles, or escape their cribs, the mother would know through the warning of the chimes alone. At times, if the bond was strong, so would I. The sensation of a smile comes again, slower, more knowing, between you. If not watched, children, much trouble may be had from tiny hands. The chimes are kept until a child needs them no longer. When I no longer can hear them sounding in my mind, I know their spirit is changed, and the bonds we shared are long gone. This shedding may last many years, or but a few, but it is necessary. You watched over these children for years after their births? Children are fragile things. Even the ties of blood and mind may not be enough. They must be watched, and even then, the body may fail the mind. But if watched, even the most sickly child may cling to life if determined enough, and many of their souls were tied to me. If a child's spirit failed, I could sound the chimes in their mind and grant them strength. Even from afar, it did not always serve, but it gave hope. It sounds like you've seen tragedy too. Enough to never wish to feel it again. In the times before the bell, children who died were cast upon the waters of a lake beyond the bell, sometimes while alive, if their paths and futures were deemed weak. It was a different time. Children were treated carelessly. Those times are past. I have other questions about the birthing bell. Ask what you will. I will provide what answers I can. Why would you give a telling of a child's spirit?
Many would come seeking their child's future, or a reading into the child's past, the lives its soul is said to have lived.
There is a slow chill, and for a moment it seems as if she's going to fade from your vision, as if she can't bear to be seen. And there is a spike of fear, alarm.
Such things are not mine to see. I meant no offense.
Oddly enough, you feel like she's not speaking to you. It feels like she's speaking to an audience again. You're frightened. Something about watchers. As the thought of watchers crosses your mind, you feel a sharp pain, stabbing, and a sudden burn of lashes across your back and shoulder, and then it is gone. And you feel the grieving mother before you, silent, almost fearful, wary.
I was something else, but because the title Watcher was cast on me, the word carried a weight I had neither earned nor deserved. The world seems filled with such titles. They distract, I think, from the actions of the person, from their strengths.
But if they came to you to read their child's souls, what did you tell them?
I drew upon the present. I felt the soul of the mother before me, and used that to tell the child's path, to give it a voice. If only the thoughts of the mother and the emotions that lie beneath were mine to impart. I did, and so I used that as the telling of their child's future.
What if it turned out to be untrue?
Futures fulfilled by one's own spirit are as strong as anything seen by another's eyes. And if one draws from the emotion of the mother, it matters only when harm is done. And their lives I knew well. I could weave their lives, their thoughts over time, to the mother, to the child, and once the child had been born, was sheltered, I could relax the threads of thought until the child could stand on its own.
So, you shaped their thoughts and made the readings true.
This is my calling, to show them the life I see before them, and even greater, make them believe it.
This is not what a watcher does. We do not shape minds. We see them as they are.
Even the most strongly worded tells may not be enough to save a child and allow it to be born. If I have the strength to strip away the stem of a mother's spite to expose kindness, weave nurturing from disdain and neglect, then that is my calling. And with the weight of watcher behind my thoughts, these tells gain strength. Strength I never possessed on my own. They believed. And what they believed became the truth. With each child that was set upon that path, the title of Watcher became stronger. You must understand, without such weight upon my words, many lives would have been lost, drowned, cast in the lake beyond the bell. Now the trail to the lake is lost and reclaimed by the forest, as was meant. A Watcher was not there to look over us, but it was a Watcher that saved them, and with a Watcher's strength, children were born, were cared for, and grew strong.
To inflict your will on others, that's not a reading. That's control.
What use is a frightened will when a spirit is at stake? Would you let the fears of a mother end her newborn's life? You felt it in the memory, the weight of it, the importance of the child's life. It was a memory we shared.
That memory. It's not the truth, is it? And suddenly, there is a rasping cry across your consciousness. She raises her hands, and you see the chimes draped from them. Yet they make no sound as she moves.
A greater good was done, and children were saved. It is a choice you may be forced to make one day, and when faced with it, you will make the same one.
When that happens, I'll be making my own choice.
This choice is not yours to make, Watcher. You will do as the world needs, as its children need. It is greater than you and your twist of sight.
There's disagreement between us, but that is to be expected. The Grieving Mother is learning about us, and we are learning about them. Their attitude may change, as may Lyrins. I wish to discuss something else. I have other questions about the birthing bell. Where is it located? The birthing bell lies deep in the great forests of Badirwood, at the borders of Glanfathen lands. Surrounding it, barely a town, not one you would find on any map, but it held an important place for those there, even if we were far from the beaten track. Small families, tied like a knot, joined at the wrists in mind, in thought. All were welcomed. All had purpose. To discuss something different. I heard the name Watcher in your thoughts when you remember the birthing bell. Why?
It is because I once believed I was one, and others believed I was one.
There is a slow chill, and for a moment it seems she was going to fade again. There's another name for someone with your abilities. I see the word cipher in your mind, and see its meaning, although I did not train such things. My title feels more of a cloak the world casts on me and judges me for. It is curious how a title such as that can define one, and at times be the source of such emotion that comes from no one but the voices of others. It is a curse of the world. Why did you believe you were a Watcher? The world has many corners, and in some corners the name Watcher is more known. It is an easier title than others, and at times it is easier to wear. Placing a title upon what is unknown can dispel the fear of it, and I did not fight it. I even believed it true, though I knew little of the ways of Watchers. It even granted me strength. I was able to see the thoughts of others, shape them, and help guide souls. Watcher seemed enough, and the name seemed to matter little in the light of one's acts. Do you know anything about Watchers? I feel that they were once marked, hated. Such hate feels dimmed now. I can feel it. Other hatreds have risen for other titles, but they burned bright in the past. Now hates have shifted focus, and they may fall on the same again, either you or me. I want to ask about something else. Can you tell me about the birthing bell?
The birthing bell. It is where I could draw new souls into the world. I recall some of the memory of it through what you have seen, but not all.
Okay, we've had that one. So we go back. We'll know more about
And are
you.
In asking, we reveal ourselves to each other.
Discuss something else. I think we've had everything. That's all. Addendum added, dream and memory.
I'm here.
What a conversation that was. And when we come back, folks, we're gonna go and check out the area around Badirwood. I was going to do that before. Then that exchange occurred. I haven't even looked at Grieving Mother's inventory. I will in time. I will. Also, I absolutely need to change where you are. Okay, you being there is fine. You being there is fine. Actually, I can do that, and that, and that. Actually, if I do this and that... Ah, we'll make it into a letter H. There we go. A fine formation. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're not. If you are subscribed, press that bell for those notifications. And I'll catch you next time, folks. And I'll see you then. Later.